Mr. Speaker, and still I rise. A proud American, but I'm especially proud, Mr. Speaker, of this House of Representatives, because on yesterday, this House engaged in the first part of a bipartisan effort. It was bipartisan yesterday, but it is a bifurcated effort as well. Bifurcated because yesterday, this House voted with a vote of 244 to condemn the president. Yesterday's vote was to condemn, first part of the bifurcated process. Today's vote is to determine whether or not we will punish the president. The effort yesterday was wonderful. I supported it. But it does not punish the president. It does not fine him. He will remain in office. Today, we will deal with the question of what his punishment should be. Today, between 4 and 5 o'clock, somewhere in there will be articles of impeachment voted on. This will be the opportunity for us to go on record, letting the world know where we stand. If we vote to table, we are voting not to advance impeachment. If we vote to send it to the Judiciary Committee, we're voting not to advance impeachment. I will not vote to table. I will not vote to send it to the Judiciary Committee. I will want to move forward so that we can vote to impeach. This president has committed impeachable offenses. Yesterday, we condemned him for them. Today is our opportunity to punish him for them. And for those who might say, well, if you do this, there may be some people who won't like you. Well, there are times when you have to do that which is neither safe nor politic nor popular. You have to do it because it's right. But I would also say this: if we voted yesterday to condemn him, those who are not going to like you are not going to like you any more today when you vote to impeach than they will if you vote not to impeach. They are still going to be where they were when you decided that you were not going to support what the president has been doing since he's been in office. Finally, this, Mr. Speaker, I love my country. It means something to me to be a part of the fiber and fabric of this country. And because I love it, I will not allow anyone to be above the law. The president has been above the law some 91 days since the Mueller report was presented. Some 91 days. I think that it's time for us to send the president a clear message that he is not above the law. I think it is time for us to impeach. I also believe that this and understand that what we're doing today with impeachment does not impact the Mueller report. It does not impact what the Judiciary Committee is doing or any other committee investigating obstruction. Obstruction has nothing to do with what we will vote on today. This is about what the president has done. You cannot incite people to harm other people with your words. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. The president has committed an impeachable offense, and we ought to take it up. He ought to be impeached. I will vote to advance to impeachment, and I pray that this president will be impeached today. I yield back the balance of my time.
Members are reminded to refrain from engaging in personalities toward the president. The chair now recognizes a gentlewoman from North Carolina, Ms. Fox, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our country is seeing unprecedented numbers of illegal aliens attempting to circumvent U.S. immigration and asylum laws at our southern border. The Department of Homeland Security reported that 104,344 arrests occurred last month, making 4 straight months of arrests totaling over 100,000. That's the equivalent to the entire population of Watauga County in North Carolina's 5th District being detained at our southern border every 2 weeks. Our Border Patrol officers, aid workers, and National Guard units have been overwhelmed performing the vital and often thankless work of upholding the rule of law to keep our country safe. They deserve the support of this body, and so do those who have legitimate asylum petitions and humanitarian needs. As we know, many in this recent migrant influx include women with children who want the life of opportunity that this country and our freedoms afford. Caring for children and families